conformity gate theory ends in 24 hours from now. What is conformity gate, you may ask? I don't know. I'm as confused as you. I've been seeing this goddamn theory online about the Stranger Things ending called Conformity Gate. I don't know about it. It's definitely cope, but apparently it ends in 24 hours, and I kind of want to be roped into this. I want to know what's going on, so lock in.
What if I told you the Duffer Brothers are actively setting up the biggest plot twist in television history, and they've been doing it right in front of us? Not through leaks, not through interviews, but through tiny screw-ups, background details, numbers, sounds, and mistakes that don't feel like mistakes at all. Because when you line all of these up, the numbers, the clocks, the Morse code, and all of the missing epilogue details, one thing becomes clear. Stranger Things didn't actually end, and everything I'm about to show you suggests that Season 5 actually has a hidden Episode 9. Let's break it down.
Okay, imagine this. You make one of the greatest shows of all time of the 21st century. You're the Duffer Brothers, you're making this great show. It's a banger, Season 1 through 3. Season 4 is but it's still like one of the greatest shows and like biggest shows out at that point. You release your final season, series finale, and it is such a bad conclusion to the story that your viewers try to make theories that there is a secret 9th episode. What's going to happen in this 9th episode? I don't know. What? It's like, how do you make that bad of a story that people are theorizing that that's not the end? No, that can't be the end. I'm telling you, the fans should have made the show. The amount of shit that I see online about like the endings, about like, oh, the way Jonathan should have proposed to Nancy was that they're stuck in upside down and the music would be the only way to save them, and that'd be the way she finds the ring. And it's like so many of these things, and it's just, I think you're giving the Duffer Brothers too much credit. I don't think they've thought this far through.
Since I went to bed last night, a bunch of proof has actually come out in the last 24 hours. Proof that I think is actually very substantial and can prove a lot of things that most people are trying to negate. Let's start with something so small, most people would immediately write it off as a continuity error. In Season 1, the buyer's basement door handle is on the left side, but in the Season 5 epilogue, suddenly it's on the right. Now here's the thing, Stranger Things is obsessive about set continuity. They rebuild locations from scratch to make them match past seasons exactly. So when a physical detail like this changes, it raises a massive red flag. This could suggest that the epilogue we see may not be in the same layer of Hawkins we think it is. Now if we layer this with how the epilogue actually starts, at the very beginning you can hear these two things, a clock ticking and a heartbeat-like rhythm. This exact audio combination is directly associated with Vecna's possession. They always use this same sensory cue to show us something's wrong here. Which means before we even see anything on screen, the show might be signaling us that we're watching something from Vecna's perspective.
Okay, what? Hold on. He's kind of roping me into this. I want to believe that this is real because you know how sick that would be? I thought that was going to happen at some point. Like, I thought what would have been cool is with Will's coming out scene, how he fears that everyone's going to think about him differently, and he wants to get it out of the way and wants to tell everyone and to see how they react and see if they still want to be friends with him. Obviously, everyone reacts good, but I thought it would have been very interesting if everyone did react poorly. And, like, they just started shitting on him, like they didn't want to be friends with him anymore. And then, like, while Will is having, like, a mental breakdown because no one accepts him, it, like, cuts to him, like, before he tells everyone, and it's just like a Vecna, like, just a vision. I feel like they could have done more with that. They did a lot. They did a good job with Hopper shooting L, but this would be peak.
And numbers have always been a huge point in Stranger Things. At the beginning of Season 4, when they're doing Eddie's D&D campaign, Eddie rolls an 11, which is a miss. Fast forward to the finale, Joyce swings the axe 11 times to kill Vecna. And maybe the reason the victory feels so wrong is because 11 doesn't represent a hit. This is showing us what failure looks like, not victory. Last night during the WWE...
Do you guys want to know what the Duffer Brothers said with all the number 12, 12 kids, 12 this, 12 that? They said clocks are cool. they fuck with clocks. Yeah, clocks are cool. We thought number 12 was good. It has nothing to do with it. this I it's like these are reaches. So far, these are all reaches, and it's like I would love to think this way too, but I guess we're about to. We'll watch more and we'll see what it kind of ties in. Why it's only 24 hours.
V crossover. Something really on the nose happened. In the background in the stands, we can actually see an event card that reads, Mike, wake up. So someone holding up a message, on purpose or not, is way too on the nose. It's probably the show telling us the characters and us, the audience, are still asleep.
Is there anyone in the WWE named Mike? I don't think there is. Is there an announcer named Mike? I haven't watched WWE in forever. Let me know if you guys know anything different than me.
Next, there was actually a big breakthrough on an Easter egg that could be in the background. In the background of Robin and the WSQK headquarters, fans had noticed a Morse code hidden in the background of the shells. Decoding it, it actually reads, "You did not stop me," showing that Vecna wasn't actually defeated, and we could be in his trance right now. Also last night during Sadie Sink's interview, almost all of her responses seemed like they were trained. On it, Jimmy Fallon brings up the fan theories, and he asks this.
At the end, is 11 still alive?
What do I think?
Yes.
Oh, I think she's dead. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn right, Sadie. I think the same thing as you. She is not alive.
Yeah.
Is that like a hot take or something?
Yeah.
No confirming, no denying. It's all just evasive answers. And if you think about it, why would she not know what's going on right now? When I post a YouTube video, the first thing I do is look at all the comments. How would she not look at all the comments and all the traffic going on right now on all the social medias?
I don't agree with that. I think that she just doesn't know if Elle is alive or dead because the ending is left up to interpretation.
She wants to see what people think, what people are doing, what's going on. And all of these just show like she doesn't even know what's going on. It seems scripted and it seems fake. Another major detail people are pointing out is that Heroes by David Bowie always plays in the background of all the fake endings. When Will still has part of the hive mind attached to him and he throws it up, or when they try to fake out Hopper's death. Which raises a question, could this ending also be fake? At the end of the show, we also hear Heroes by David Bowie playing in the background. And if it keeps the theme that this song plays during false resolutions, this could be our biggest hint that this is actually a fake ending.
Also, you saw how much shit leaked of the final season? Like, Hopper and Mike sitting down on that bench, so we knew both of them didn't die. Steve visiting Dustin at college. How has this not been leaked? Especially with like all these kids in the show and like being like a heavy part in the show. Like, I feel like something had to have been leaked if this was real.
During a Stranger Things promotional TikTok featuring Mr. Clark, in the background, we can actually see that their clock reads 1-7. 1-7, the day everyone has been speculating that the new release of the episode will come out. And this for sure isn't a mistake. The clock isn't moving, and Stranger Things has always put very big symbolism into clocks. Another major point people are bringing up is that in an interview, the Duffer Brothers said that their final script pages were actually written on red paper. But in the behind the scenes video where they're doing the final reading of the finale, we can clearly see that the papers are white.
Am I mistaken? I thought that was the ending of Volume 1 was that kind of thing with Dustin freaking out, seeing that like Will is the sorcerer. I could be wrong though.
That's clearly not a PR slip. That's either intentional misdirection or proof that what they were reading wasn't actual the final ending, which lines up perfectly with a fake finale. A huge, big piece of lore is Patty Newby. Patty Newby is Henry Creel's love interest in the Stranger Things plays, which we now know are confirmed to be canon. We can only see her here during the plays, and she's never once brought up during the show. But in the background, we can clearly see she is the main singer in Enzo's during Joyce and Hop's proposal. So what does this mean? This is direct leakage from Vecna's mind. We wouldn't know who Patty Newby is. Last video, I made a huge connection to how their D&D campaign in Season 1 directly reflects what's happening in Season 5. But a major point I missed was that when they close the book, we can see they clearly rolled a 7. The last time they rolled a 7 was in the Season 1 D&D campaign.
Huh? The roll. It was a 7. The Demogorgon. It got me.
When Will lost because he couldn't cast Fireball. The number 7 doesn't mean a victory. In Stranger Things, 7 marks failure as disguised hope. So when the season ends on a 7, that's not closure. That's confirmation of our theories. So
I hate to be Debbie Downer. I feel like I'm ruining the mood so much with like destroying like all these theories that this guy is bringing up. I know these people work so hard for all these theories, crazy stuff. This is like finding Easter eggs in a zombies map on BO3. But in my mind, it's one of two things. One, we're all delusional. We're all coping. I've been a part of the JJK fandom. I'm not new to it. Two, there is something releasing, I guess today now, January 7th. Um, and it's a spin-off teaser or like a spin-off show because I know they're doing that. And I think that is more in the realm of possibility than episode 9.
So here's the question all of this leads to. What if Stranger Things Season 5 doesn't actually end on episode 8? What if we have a hidden episode 9 about to be released on 1/7? Because we've seen this before, even on things like Gravity Fall, where Alex Hirsch and Disney ran a real-world manhunt for Bill Cipher. They had hidden codes, fake endings, misdirections scattered all.
I know, but the Gravity Falls creator, he was just goated. This guy, he made such a good show. I remember it was like someone figured out the ending, so he kind of leaked himself like a fake ending, and then like tweeted on Twitter that like I'm so pissed off right now, and it was all for people to kind of be like, oh my god, is this the actual ending? And I don't know, he is just such a good creator.
All throughout
Compared to the Duffer Brothers, he's way better.
That hunt for clues. The clues didn't feel that important during that time until after the twist was revealed, because they were never meant to be that obvious. Doesn't that sound familiar? So this isn't a new strategy invented by the Duffer Brothers. Other shows have done similar fake-outs for surprise finales, hidden epilogues, and final episodes that actually weren't final. So why would this actually benefit Netflix? Netflix has nothing bigger than Stranger Things right now. It's arguably one of their biggest grossing products they've ever had. Nothing is safer to experiment with because either way, us as a fan base will consume the media they put out. And because it's their biggest asset, nothing else would break the internet harder. A final episode that wasn't actually final would dominate social media, revolutionize the TV industry, and create a new standard for what TV should actually be. And then suddenly, the inconsistencies, the repeated use of heroes, the obsession with numbers, clocks, all of it would make sense. So if we're right, concluding that Stranger Things is really about cycles, perception, and control, then the most Stranger Things-esque possible ending isn't a big monster fight. It's realizing the story didn't end when we were told. And now, we're less than 24 hours away from knowing if we actually guessed the secret ending for Stranger Things.
Wow. All right, WVid. Wow, that's another video for me. You guys should go watch that. What do you guys think? Conformity gate, is that a thing? Or is everyone just, oh, nice like animation, or is everyone fucking insane? I don't know. Me personally, my opinion, no fucking chance that shit's happening. Love all these theories. I think it's good to keep the fandom alive. I think that's exactly what Netflix and Duffer Brothers want, is more people talking about their show. But I genuinely don't think that there's a secret ending. I think it just ended the way it did. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Show this guy some love. Dude, another one. He should have way more subscribers than that. That's a good video. Anyways, hope you guys have a good one. All right. Peace.